Hi, Mr. Parker.
Hi.
I'm Tim Lowe, and I just want to share with you an experience I just had over in the auditor's office and in the sheriff's office. When I went over to the auditor's office, I requested for a copy of Sergeant Brad Mankey's oath of office, who is one of the underlings underneath Kendall Allen, and they can't locate it. They told me it's not in the same location where Kendall Allen's oath of office is, and as I understand it, the last location anybody has been able to track it down to is inside Kendall Allen's safe in his office.
Okay.
That would not meet up with the RCWs. The location of all underlings' oaths of office are required to be where the principal oath of office is that authorizes them to occupy the offices that they do, which would mean that Kendall Allen doesn't have his there. His is at the auditor's office. All of the oath of offices of every single deputy needs to be inside that location.
Okay.
They aren't able to find that location. They're not able to give us this information. And I'm sure you remember me on the phone. I have my cases now dismissed with prejudice. I beat that driving while suspended case. And it turns out that Brad Mankey doesn't appear to have an oath of office properly filed, which means he didn't arrest me, he kidnapped me.
Okay.
And so I'm taking this very seriously. As you noticed, I did file a notice of claim in that situation. Remember I was talking to you about the fact that Eric Middlesworth, who was a volunteer sheriff deputy, had fired a handgun with Gina Britton's son, my fiance, on a camping trip for the track team at the school?
I remember discussing.
Okay. Well, I filed a notice of claim on that issue, and it appears that Brad Mankey does not have an oath of office in place. And if he doesn't have an oath of office properly in place, he had no jurisdiction to even investigate that crime. And Kendall Allen also did not investigate that crime to do an internal affairs investigation, just an administrative process on that situation. And that's very egregious. We had a foreign exchange student from Italy who was firing a handgun with the rest of the kids. And I'm sure her visa, 17 years old, did not include handling a firearm while she was in the United States.
How can I help you?
Well, how you can help me is you can help me track down where this oath of office is actually located. For Brad Mankey.
Brad Mankey.
Yes. And it appears that Kendall Allen's oath of office hasn't even been recorded. It's not part of the public record. Do you know if any county officials' oaths of office are part of the public record?
Have you asked the sheriff for Brad if he...
Yes, I did, and they told me I couldn't videotape them, and they kicked me out of the office, which they can't do. They're a public official. They don't have a right to anonymity. And you and I both know that. I'm not going to pretend that you don't.
My concern as a citizen is I have no guarantee that these people are going to protect my constitutional rights if it's not part of the public record. It's that simple. Where's the guarantee that they're going to protect me?
In fact, we know that they weren't. He didn't pull me over because I violated the law. He pulled me over because he said he knew my driver's license was suspended. The reason he knew my driver's license was suspended, according to him, was because he talked to other officers about it. And that's in the report. I'm not saying this because I heard this. I'm saying this because he put that in the report. He pulled me over. He stalked the car for 45 minutes in Northport. He's got nothing better to do but stalk Gina's car, because it wasn't my car, it was hers.
I know you have a discussion and you want to get somewhere with this thing, so is the best thing I can do for you to make a query about the oath of office for the deputy?
The best thing you can do for me is to find out where the location of that oath of office is. I don't want to know that it exists. I want to know where it is. I want to know if it's in Kendall Allen's safe or if it's with the principal oath of office, which I can't get from the auditor. And I'm not getting it from the sheriff's office either.
Okay.
That tells me something wrong is happening here. It tells all of us that something wrong has gone on, and probably has been for over 20 years.
Make a request and find out what I can find out. I'm surprised that that you're not able to do that. I know that the
That
sheriff's
is rather
oath
surprising, isn't it?
I know that the sheriff's oath has been made accessible. That's agreed, correct?
I do have a copy of his, and his isn't recorded. It just shows that it was received but not recorded.
So
So if it's not a part of the public record, then it doesn't exist.
Okay,
You understand that, right? That it has to be a part of the public record in order for it to exist?
I hear what you're saying to me, yes. I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm notifying you right now.
It's fine.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. I'll do what I can for you.
Would it be
When-
helpful for us to send you an email, just so you have?
Well, you're on the clock right now.
Request.
Do you want to walk over to the sheriff's department and make this request with me?
Might help. Sometimes memory's not, but I think I'll remember this.
Okay.
Mr. Parker, you're on the clock right now. Would you like to walk over to the sheriff's office and the auditor's office?
On my way
And
to someplace else. So.
oh, I'm sure you were.
Tim, don't do that to me. You want to tape me? That's fine.
I will tape you.
You can come and you can do anything you want, but you can't be smart aleck with me. You understand?
Hey, I'm not being smart aleck. I'm the
Yes, you
public
are.
who has been
Okay,
wronged here.
witness. Christian witness.
I am the
Right?
public who has been
Christian
wronged
witness.
here.
Excuse
I
me,
am
Tim.
upset and I
Excuse
have a
me.
right to be.
Excuse me. A Christian witness.
He was,
I want to hear your best.
I'm not pushing anything too
he
far.
might have been a little bit derogatory, but he's pretty upset because
don't
nobody's
care.
there to protect his rights
That's
either.
not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Well,
That's an
I have
allegation.
talked to you many times,
Tim,
Mr.
I want to hear
Parker.
your response.
I have talked to you many
Hear your
times.
response.
And when I
I
talk
want
to you,
hear your response,
to
please.
what would you like to hear my
You
response?
say it again.
What? What do you want me to say?
What'd you just say?
What, that his statement might
You
have been...
judge the matter. It's a
Okay.
biblical principle.
Right, right.
Judge it.
Okay.
You're waffling. Just
No,
judge
I'm
it.
not. I
Now,
want to
stop-
choose my
I'm going to
words
say
wisely,
something.
okay?
Jesus Christ went into the tax collectors and
Judge
kicked
the man.
them out.
Judge them.
He was not nice. He didn't have to be nice. What he was doing was the right response to
He
do.
was
What
also
I am doing is the right
was
response.
also
I am not in any way, shape, or form threatening or harming anybody. I have a right to speak my mind. In the United States, we have a First Amendment right to say how we feel.
You can.
And this is how I feel.
You can.
I have a right to say
You
it.
can even say it obscenely. Your protections are duly.
You're
held.
absolutely right.
I can call it, and I can ask for judges if we're in Christian company.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that I am judging my own actions, and I'm okay with that. And in judging my own actions, I have not gone too far.
Okay, no, it's
What
fine.
I am telling you is that this is a very egregious situation. What has happened to me and what is happening to the citizens
One of
in
your own
Stevens
judges.
County,
You're entitled.
the people in Stevens County are not impressed with what's going on with their government. And I've talked to you many times about these issues, and you had basically left it up to, well, we'll see what happens in court. Well, what happened in court was that my case was dismissed with prejudice, meaning I never violated the law at all. So if I didn't violate the law, then what in the heck was I doing? Nothing.
Why is Kendall Allen still in office when he's impersonating a public official? You cannot unbreak an arm, and when he failed in his duty to even take an oath timely, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and yet he still sits there in that position, Steve. Everything he is doing is affecting this county. I know it's not easy on you guys, okay, but this is a serious thing. And maybe you're trying to protect the county from massive lawsuits, but this is a huge can of worms that people didn't create.
It's not my can of worms. I moved to this county. I didn't create this.
It's your duty to either,
I reported-
either appoint or get
I
somebody
report
in there other than
a
him.
volunteer sheriff deputy for handling firearms with students at a Northport Middle School in
I've heard
Stevens
your-
County,
And I understand your situation.
and then I get pulled over for driving on a suspended license that doesn't exist.
I will make the request that you asked, and I will see what I can find out. I'm happy that you were able to follow through with the justice system and get that dismissed.
Took me a
with prejudice.
year.
It sometimes does, and
I had to represent myself.
it sometimes does, and I don't have an answer for that.
Well, that's
As
why I
far as
filed
the other
suit.
things, I'll just have to
That's why I
excuse
filed the
myself
notice of claim.
and continue on with where I was before I got into this conversation, if you'll excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
you.
Thank you for checking. We'll follow up and check.
Yeah, we should-
When can we
yeah,
expect a
quite so
response
adversarial,
back?
But if that's the way it is, I guess that's the way it is. Don't need to be.
When can we expect a response back? Man, you're in my country. When can we expect a response back? I voted for you.
I'll give you I'll make the query today when I get back. And as soon as I find out something, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it. You understand I'm frustrated. This isn't directed at you.
I understand.
It's the fact that when I'm trying to
My
talk about it,
caution
I don't
would be-
want double speak and I don't want
caution would
double
be-
think either.
Be a little bit more, less adversarial.
What a year ago I was. Today,
That's
I'm
fine.
not.
But
That's fine.
Certainly being in a
Thank you.
public position, it didn't stop.
Shouldn't.
When I spoke with you a year ago on the phone, I was very nice about all this and I warned you about where it was going. Now you're getting the result.